It's the 13th of December 2019 and here I am at the Wayne Richards flying field, or Wayne Richards Park, and I'm calling in all the magpies. Now the magpies come in when I tap the lid on this container in which I have a shredded mozzarella cheese, and it's one of the greatest foods they love. They really go crazy over it, and as you can see them, they're coming in from all directions. And then I actually put the little Mavic Mini quadcopter in position to get me doing this, and of course I'm now flying the mini quadcopter, moving it backwards and forwards, and I have the cheese tucked under my arm, and you can see all the magpies coming in from every direction in the park. At times I've had up to 80 magpies feeding in this park. Today was no exception. There's probably only about 20 or 30 that came in, but this is typical of when I'm feeding the magpies. They know me, and when I tap the lid on that container, it signals them all over the park that I have arrived and I'm feeding. Now what happens, I bring the quad in close, but of course the timid ones are chased away, but the ones that know all about that quad don't worry about it. So I took the quad back a bit so that it didn't disturb those timid ones, and here you see them gathering round, lapping up that mozzarella shredded cheese. And you can see others in the back that are a little bit timid. They don't know what's going on because there's always new magpies coming to this park all the time. And of course there's a lot of young birds at times as well, and as they get older they'll go away and find their own territory. They're replaced by new ones coming all the time. Of course, round about Christmas time it's always breeding season for magpies, so eventually round after Christmas we generally get quite a few of these young magpies in the park. There we have it. Behind me is the mountain bike track. It's up on a ridge there, and after a while you'll see me bring the camera up and show you that ridge, and then I do a panning around the park as well. I might add that after I finish feeding them the mozzarella cheese, I have to put that container inside my shirt. Otherwise, if they see me with that container, they think I've got more cheese. This goes on every time I come to the park. They recognise me, and as long as they see that white container in my hand, they come from all over the park and wait until I give them a feed. Now I'm going to make another video like this using the little Mavic with its camera underneath and everything like that. But there I'm tipping the camera down here and going straight up to give you an aerial view of what it's like. I'm standing there controlling the Mavic, and there they are feeding all around me. The next one I make of this, I'm going to kneel down on my knees, get down low, because as I stand there, when you stand erect, you are threatening to a lot of creatures like birds and animals, so the idea is to get down as low as you can. If you squat on the ground on your knees, you get down to their level more or less, and they have no fear of you, or not as much fear of you then as when you are standing up over the top of them. This is typical of what happens every time I arrive at this park. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. As you can see, the magpies know all about it. They know what's going on, and they love that mozzarella cheese, that's for sure. Of course, magpies normally are territorial birds, and a pair will operate in a territory. I've got a pair of them here that they select this area where I live on Transit Hill. They will protect that area against other magpies. Now you see the mountain bike ridge, the track. Now I'm panning to the left to show you the other field, the soccer field, and this big field here. And there's a chap coming out with the motorised roller, and he's the greenkeeper that looks after the cricket pitch here. And he is coming out to roll the pitch because this is Friday and they're going to have a cricket match on here tomorrow, Saturday. And so he's coming out to roll the pitch and get it ready. And of course they'll have a great game of cricket here with all the couch grass there as you see it, it's mowed with a tractor mower and everything like that. It's not as green as it should be, because they mainly water this with treated water, treated sewage water, but it does need a lot of rain. And when I took this the 13th of December, we had many dry months where we had no rain at all. But since then we've had some at Christmas time, and we've had some in January, so it'll be starting to look a lot greener now. And the next video I take of this, you will notice the difference, that it'll be a lot greener. Now there he is, taking the little barricade down. That's to tell people not to run on the pitch if they're in the park. Of course, people come to this park to walk around and exercise their dogs and everything. And here I am coming back, bringing the little Mavic back to where I am with the magpies. You can see it there. And as I get closer, they will disperse. There they go now. And as I get closer, I brought the Mavic in right overhead. Tilted the camera down slightly then, going up a little bit, and bringing it over. Here it comes over to be right above me now. And then I bring it down and actually land it. Instead of landing it on the ground or the grass, I brought it down where I could land it, catch it with my hand. So I'm just about ready to bring it down now. And here it comes down now, but it's got sensors underneath it. When it senses something underneath, it will go up slightly. There, it's gone up. Now it's coming down again, gone up again, and then eventually I caught it. I hope you've enjoyed this little segment of my feeding of the magpies at the Wayne Richards Park in Port Macquarie. Hopefully I'll be able to present another one in the near future when the park's a little bit greener and there will be more magpies there. Until next time, it's bye from David in Port Macquarie.